I don't know, because now I can't get...
Can you see it? Can you see us and hear us, Dan?
I can see. You're not how I want you, but, whatever.
Any way you want it. Any way you need
I
it.
want you the right way. I want you, but I want you to want me too.
Oh, we're cutting that for a clip. That's perfect. I mean, that's going in there.
That's going to get us a copyright strike.
Yeah, singing a song's going to get us a copyright
strike.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Google's so locked down. Who knows?
It is ridiculous. It doesn't matter what you do. We're going to get something. So,
yeah.
AI is stupid.
Yeah.
Lately. Yes. I see things. You guys probably saw. I posted something on Facebook, and it was like, so somebody posted something, and it got fact checked. Mm-hmm. And just out of curiosity, I clicked the fact check to see what they said. Mm-hmm. And the fact checking article was about the same person, but a completely different incident. So, they got a fact check strike, but what they said isn't what it just, I don't know if the two pictures in the same article, the AI associated them and assumed this is the same incident. But, the fact checker is saying that didn't happen. And basically the poster is like, I didn't say that happened, so shut up, fact checker. It's terrible. It's terrible. And people are getting, the AI is removing stuff. You can't run a business with AI. Just can't. It's not that. Somebody replied on one of my things. I was talking about. I posted this thing about the Toys R Us in my town is now Raymore and Flanagan. Okay.
Is now what?
And jokingly, it's now a Raymore and Flanagan. It's a
and I took that way too seriously.
Yeah. And I basically said, he's basically asking, is it wrong to hold a grudge against a business just because of what building they're in? Our Toys R Us is now Raymore and Flanagan, and I'll be damned if I'm going to buy a coffee table from those childhood crushing bastards or something like that. So a friend of mine commented on it and said, burn it to the ground. Right? Now, he is obviously joking. It's obviously the whole post is tongue-in-cheek. He's not advocating for anyone to go burn down a furniture store. Facebook flagged the post and removed it and told him it's against community standards because he's advocating violence. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
We live
the
in
crazy
a
thing is that AI
nowadays, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. Because you can't make that comment, but somebody else can make a comment like that about someone of a different party or a different race, and it's okay. So it is not a matter of an AI. This is where people need to think about this for a moment. That is not a matter of the AI selectively targeting out, burn it down. They're doing, it's worse than that. It's more facetious than that. All right. So they're targeting what specific people are saying, even though it might sound quote unquote violent, even if it's in jest, but they're not doing the same thing with people on the other side of the aisle. So
you sure about that, man?
I'm 100% sure about that.
Because I know people that are very left wing that get flagged all the time too.
Yeah, I don't think the AI.
I don't think it's that, dude.
Sophisticated.
I'm sure it is.
Because
I'm sure it is.
I was in a thread in a group for one of my hobbies, and somebody basically said, "Hey, where's everybody from, and what do you do for a living?"
Mm-hmm.
And I replied, "I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you." Okay, which is a joke.
Yeah.
You're a human being. You're both human beings. You completely understand that that's a joke. I got flagged.
Yeah.
I got flagged for advocating violence. Yeah. It's like, come on.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit.
If you want to see an example of that, Daniel, just go look at Ilhan Omar's posts. Just go look at her posts on Twitter over the last 3 years. Go pick any one of them out and tell me why every single one of them hasn't been flagged and taken down.
I don't know who that is. So
representative from Minnesota.
Yeah,
she's in the House.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So I mean, and I could point out about 15 other examples like that. But this isn't Rantcast and this isn't Politicast. So this is Trekcast, ladies and gentlemen, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I'm Chad Waldo. That's Daniel Reyes and Dan Lombardo. As always, we manage to go off onto these tangents with these two all the time.
Yep.
It is what it is, right? So,
and I'm recording live from my wife's minivan, where you never know what I might find.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because it's the middle of summer and you're going to need those gloves.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who knows what else? Who knows what else is in here?
Be prepared. So, how have you guys been over the last couple of weeks? 4th of July weekend was last weekend. I didn't blow anything up. I still got all my
That's good.
hands and fingers.
How many eyes you got?
I got them both. You got them both? Good. I didn't light off any fireworks. I didn't go around anybody lighting off fireworks. So.
Oh my God! Is there is the shortage of fireworks? Is that a nationwide thing or is that a New York thing?
That's a New York thing. We didn't have a shortage.
That's gotta be a New York
here.
thing, man.
Because I went to basically the way it works in New York. Twice a year you can buy fireworks. Can't buy them year round. But there's pop-up stores in basically June, July, and November, December. So I guess for New Year's and for 4th of July. So you get these tents that pop up like the parking lot of Walmart or the parking lot of Sam's Club or something, and they sell fireworks. So I've bought variety packs from them in the past, and usually get the big one, and it's like $70 or $80, and you get a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I went in there last week, and it was $210 for a comparable set. And I walked out, and I said something to my wife, and she's like, "Yeah, apparently there's a shortage, and that's driving the prices up." And blah blah blah. So, yeah, sweet Jesus, indeed. So luckily, my father-in-law had some left over from last year, so we did those. But I'll be damned if I was going to pay $210 for some bottle rockets.
No.
So over here, it's like just a tinder box, right?
Yeah.
And every county in Idaho had a ban on fireworks because they're afraid of fires, except for my county, because my county just said, deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything around us will burn. We'll be okay.
And then guess what? Now we got a bunch of wildfires.
Well, you've got a heat wave going on, don't you?
Oh, yeah, we still do.
I hope that heat wave is gone by the time we go to Vegas here in a month, because it was like 119 in Vegas just a few days ago. And, the heat's fine.
That's okay.
But it's like...
I don't mind.
Yeah, we'll be inside most of that, but still...
As somebody with heart problems, the heat is really bad for me.
Yeah,
so this is great.
That's why you live up north.
Yeah. The hottest.
I know, it's a different heat. I know it sounds cliche, but it's a dry heat, and it's different. Yeah. You just gotta stay hydrated though, because you're sweating it off and not even knowing it. It's evaporating. It's evaporating as soon as it, exits your body.
Yeah. I played a round of golf, 18 holes in Phoenix on 4th of July, way back when. This is probably 2000. I don't know, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, somewhere in there. And it was about 109 in the morning when we were playing. And we got hydrated with lemon water and Bloody Marys. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's the wrong kind of hydration.
It is, but it was a good time.
The last couple of weeks have been weird. You guys know my dog died.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
Baltar, we will miss you.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Daniel. I'm a dog person.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about your dog for like a week. I really have, because I know how you. I know how much you love that guy, and I'm a dog person, and I know you never forget a good dog, and I have dogs that I lost 10 years ago, and I still think about them every day. So I know what you're feeling, man.
Yeah.
It's also our snow meter here come the winter, right? I mean.
Yeah, he was the Corgi snow report. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so he passed away, and then I had family come up, not related. They just came up, and so it's been a weird 2 weeks, but good overall with the family. So
glad the family was there with you.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fun. On Monday, I hit you like the day after 4th of July, or maybe that was Tuesday morning. I hit you guys up with here's the list of shit we need to get done over the next 30 days.
Yeah.
And Daniel's like, can we talk about this over the weekend when my family leaves? And that was it. We didn't talk in Messenger for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, wow, Daniel just shut him right
He
down.
did. He just boom, slap in the
Yeah.
face.
I just knew I was too distracted with them.
Yeah,
man.
that's okay. I understand.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
get
fine. Anytime I'm posting stuff in there, if you guys are busy, then just don't respond. I'll get it. I understand. Which is usually what happens, ladies and gentlemen. When I make a post in Messenger, these two disappear for a couple of days. When one of them makes a post, they're commenting back and forth on it instantly for hours, and it just blows up my phone. So, you know.
Wait till we start messaging about toy shops in Vegas. Right?
Yeah. I'll enjoy that. That'll be fun. Might not buy anything, but I'll enjoy it. So
There you go.
I am looking forward to that trip, and I do want to take a Tesla ride on that little automated little Tesla loop.
Oh,
they've got.
yeah.
So we should do that while we're there too.
What is that?
So Tesla's got a couple, probably like 50. I don't know how many of their cars as automated. I guess there's a driver, but I don't think he touches the wheel. It's fully automated, and it goes from one spot in Vegas to another in their tube underground. The boring tunnels.
Really?
Underground shuttling system essentially.
Huh.
So what used to take an hour to get across town from one side of a convention center to another or whatever it is. I don't know exactly what the loop is off the top of my head. Now it takes like 10 minutes. So I want to try that. It's a taxi service that's fully automated. So I want to try that.
And it's underground.
It goes underground,
Yep.
in their tunnels.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool because when, the nuclear holocaust comes, they'll have somewhere to retreat to restart humanity.
Yeah, just like
Well,
in the stand.
That'll be for us. All the billionaires are going to be in Mars.
Yeah, they'll be gone. Yeah. Speaking of which, I mean,
They're just trying to leave the planet.
Yeah, speaking of which, this gets into the news segment because this is a big one.
Yeah, Virgin Atlantic.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
So as you're pulling that up, Daniel, since I just dropped that on you real fast, this coming Sunday, and I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern time, I believe, Richard Branson will launch himself into space on the Virgin Galactic plane/shuttle thing that they've been developing since like 2006.
It's going right now, dude. The live stream's up right now.
Oh, it's today.
Yeah, it's
I
right
kept
now.
thinking it was next week, but it's today. Damn it, it is right now. So Khalid's there. So whatever. I can't. It's.
I'm watching it right now as you talk.
By the time everybody sees this, it's already happened. Never mind.
Yeah. We'll know if you made it or not by then.
This is why I'm not in charge of the news. I keep bringing up shit that already happened. This is the second time I've done that this year.
It's all right. It's a temporal anomaly.
It is.
It's fine.
It
happens.
It's in the air right now. It looks like.
Yeah. So if he lands, he's got some
I
kind
don't know.
of
I
big
can't listen
announcement
to what
too.
they're saying.
So
Huh?
if he lands and makes it back alive, he's got some other big announcement as well.
If he lands, nice.
If he lands and makes it back alive, Bezos is going to be pissed.
Oh yeah, because he'll be the first one out of the three. Because it's Elon and Bezos and Branson that are all trying to be the first ones up there. So, which I think the one who's going to win that in the long run is Elon anyway. Just because he wasn't the first out of the three of them to get up there doesn't matter.
He's a little over 46,000 feet up right now.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're cruising about 342 miles per hour. Yeah. So there you go.
Yep. So that's
They're just trying to go like suborbit, right?
It's technically space, but yeah, it's not in orbit. It's a large plane that then has a smaller plane on it that's got the rocket engine on it. They drop that small plane off the side, out of the middle actually of the large plane, and that boosts itself up into suborbit. Although eventually it will be able to put itself into orbit and then land again, and then take right back off. So it's fully reusable. They're trying to get that to where it's as fast as a reusability anyway as what the Falcon 9s are that Elon's got, but we'll see.
Okay.
So
cool. Well, there's your live update, everybody.
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody listening wouldn't have known, and then they can go back and watch the whole thing, on YouTube afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either that or Branson dies, and then everybody knows about it in the next 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, then this is really bad afterwards.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. All right. So our first news story comes to us from ScreenRant.com, and the headline is Star Trek actor shoots down cancellation and reboot rumors. So if you don't know, this was making the rounds around trolling internet this week. But there was a rumor going around that CBS has had it with Kurtzman and the updated Star Trek, and they were gonna completely pull the plug on everything because that makes sense. They're only shooting shows right now, but they're done with it.
Yeah.
Right. So Anson Mount retweeted those rumors and put a gif of Chekhov kind of like grinning like an idiot, like you guys were stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, Star Trek is not canceled, guys.
No.
Yeah, it's booming. So
It really is. I mean, there's no way. Now, with that said, though, because of the way this is working on the streaming side, there's no way for us to know numbers. There's no way for us to know or calculate revenue out of it, right? So that's kind of a difficult thing.
No, there's no way.
There's just no way. With that said, though, they wouldn't be doing everything that they're doing if they didn't already have that revenue or those. I mean, they have the revenue numbers. They have the streaming numbers. They have the total of watches, right? They have all that. So,
well, to give you an idea, right? So, we know that the Tomorrow War was one of the biggest movies for Amazon, right?
Yep.
And the last report I saw was it was estimated 2 million people watched it.
On opening
2 million hours.
That's it. Yeah,
That's it.
I watched it as well.
So, yeah. So for a movie opening, that's only like $20 million at $10 a ticket. So that's really low for a box office, but for streaming, it's great. So we don't know what Star Trek numbers are, but it gives you a ballpark of what's considered a massive success.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched the Tomorrow War yet, then you haven't missed anything, and unless you're just desperate and don't know what to watch.
Oh, dude, I watched it last night after my family left.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine.
I mean,
yeah.
It would be one thing if I could say, oh, it's just a fun summer blockbuster kind of thing. It wasn't even that. It wasn't even fun. It was just kind of like, eh.
It's like so many sci-fi
What is this?
put together.
I would have rather watched Starship Troopers over again than watch
Tomorrow
the
War
Tomorrow War with
on
Chris Pratt.
On Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
It's called
Who's in it?
Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Had that gone to theaters, it would have flopped.
Yeah.
They would have called it a flop.
It's about these people show up from the future, they say, and they say that 30 years in the future, aliens have invaded the Earth, and we need your help from the past to come to the future and save us. Yeah.
Okay. That's making my head hurt, but...
Yeah, I mean, that part's not that... I mean... And the way they tied it up at the end, that part's not as bad. It's all the other things in between that are bad. Kind of like, just everybody in the whole film is serious, and then there's Chris Pratt.
Right.
Being Chris Pratt. From Community.
Yeah.
Not even Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy. Just Chris Pratt from Community. That was him. The whole damn...
Parks and Rec.
I mean, whatever. I've never watched it, so I don't care. I mean, I've seen the clips, so I get his character, but yeah. So...
Yeah.
At any rate.
All right.
Enough of that.
Next news story comes to us from TrekMovie.com, and John Delancey hints that Star Trek Picard may be the swan song for Q. Well, yeah. I mean, what did you guys expect?
Well, it's not though. It's the swan song. It's the swan song for him being Q, sure,
right?
But not for Qs in general, unless they all die.
But he's Q.
I mean,
they're all named Q,
right?
So.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, unless they all die off, then anybody could be a Q. So I don't.
Oh God, do you think that's the storyline? That the Qs are being threatened and Picard's got to help save them?
Oh Lord. Yeah, I mean, I don't
know. That kind of would make sense now.
Yeah.
So apparently, Grandpa Q's giving up way too much in these cameos he keeps doing.
Yeah.
And just talking about how he says Q is back. It's kind of a different Q, I must say, an older Q. There's no question about it. It's been great. I've enjoyed working with Patrick Stewart, and I've really enjoyed working with Brent Spiner. So we didn't know that Data's back.
Well, we don't know that Data's back. He could be playing the brother that we didn't know about until last year.
What if they made Data a Q? Android Q. I wouldn't put it against them.
Could be lore.
Is it possible to be annoyed about a show you haven't even watched
Yes,
yet.
it is. This is what being a Trek fan means. The definition of being a Trek fan is annoyed about what's coming down the pipe before you've seen it, loving it once you've watched it, and loving it even more 10 years later after you've roasted it. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? Q could be at the end of this. Everything could be status quo. Picard is a human being again. Data's an android again, who's not gone, not dead, or who knows? He could make Data a person. Who knows? I mean, it's Q. They can literally do anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that kind of leaked out of these cameo posts is he did mention that he's going to be in multiple episodes. The quote was, "I've got 2 more episodes to do." So he's in at least 2.
Well, if the whole arc is about resetting the timeline and everything else, then he'd be in almost every episode.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
go.
the other thing. It could be, Brent Spiner playing 1988 Data or 1991 Data as they, hit different time periods.
Right. There was an update on this story. It says he's going to be doing 6 episodes, 3 back-to-back episodes. So he's in for 3, gone a little bit, back for another 3. Yeah.
So that would be the first 3 and the last 3, probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
Something like that.
Yeah. Something like that.
He'd have to be in the season finale. If the arc of the story is what we think it is, then he'd have to be almost.
Yeah.
He's probably in the last 10 seconds of the first episode.
Yeah.
The 2 after that, gone for a little while, and then the final 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is whatever.
All right.
It all sounds good. Did you get the
Basically, Ray is going to hand him the lightsaber. He's going to look really disappointed, and then it's going to fade to black.
Do you think we'll get other cues? Do you think we'll get other cues?
Probably. I mean, my opinion, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I think you start muddying things. It'd be like saying, "Let's make a Spider-Man movie and let's have 7 villains all at once instead of 1." You muddy it down.
Oh, they'd never do that.
That's exactly what.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. Sorry.
Well, it's like if they made a Flash movie and put 2 different Batman in it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. So.
Let's see. So I got a couple of quick news stories. The first one is from Factory Entertainment. These guys are a props replica company, and they have created a limited edition Star Trek The Next Generation medical set. So you can get a hypo spray, some vials for it, the little hand scanner that goes to your... Yeah, that goes to your tricorder.
What about a cortical stimulator?
Ooh, it doesn't look like that's in here. That might be for the upgrade.
Forget it. I'm out.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know, man. It's got a low price right now. If you pre-order it right now, you can get it at the discount, get a $20 discount, and it would bring it down to about $375.
Can I get 2?
Yes. You can also make a payment
wait,
plan.
There's more.
Yeah.
It slices. It dices.
Yeah. It's a pretty pricey toy. The discount ends on August 9th if anybody's interested. So
let me put that on my calendar.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll just 3D print them out of the replicator. So
yeah. And our last news story. I had to bring in something fun because it's been a week.
Yeah.
This is from Collider. Some glorious News. Paddington 3 begins filming a very polite sequel in early 2022. We don't know anything about the plot.
Warning.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
Yep.
I am hoping it's finally Paddington versus Ted as they band together to take on Yogi. Yeah. And Yogi can be the Thanos of the Talking Bear cinematic universe. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You want Yogi and Pooh and Paddington all together. The Polite Bear Council.
Oh boy. So there was one other news article too that I saw, and this is giant freaking robot, of course.
Oh yeah.
These are the guys who are just, prophets to the stars. They always know things before everybody else does, and they always turn out to be true. But apparently,
they're getting better and better, actually.
But apparently season 3 Picard script has leaked, and he's got a son in season 3. Because if you recall, they were writing season 2 and season 3 back to back, and they were going to film them. At one point they talked about filming them back to back. So
yeah.
So that leaked. He's got a son he didn't know about.
He's got a son he didn't know about.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
here's the question: do we know Mom?
Well, it speculates that the mom is what's her name from Insurrection, that he was on the Baku planet. That lady that he had a brief little survey with.
Oh, I'm thinking we know that Q is supposed to take him into a future of what if, so maybe that's why he has a son. It's a what if he had a son.
No,
Yeah.
I mean for season 3, not season 2 that's coming.
Oh, okay.
So this is after all of that. So yeah, who knows? But I mean, interesting thought.
Yeah, but still, that could be in some alternate timeline that's created in season 2.
Yeah.
That could be, Wesley's younger stepbrother, the love child of Beverly and Jean-Luc.
Yeah.
Maybe his son runs the diplomatic tactical force.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for the news.
All right, that's all the news stories I got.
Okay, back to feedback.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
All right, so on the feedback side, I got a couple of donations from the coffee account. First one is from Hey, it's Cujo. That's Andrew Chu. And he says,
Nice.
Couldn't fit the message in here, so please check the old chat is wrong email. Coffee's on me, boys. Yeah, I can't wait to read that email. I'll get to that. Then we've got Eric Woods. 4 days ago, he says, just book travel, room, and convo passes for Vegas. Can't wait. I hope we can find a place that serves Warp Core breaches for the Trekcast meetup. And yeah, we'll figure out something. That's for sure. And then 4 hours. Yeah, looking forward to it. That's going to be great, Eric. Then 4 hours ago, Mike Medina bought a coffee for us, so we appreciate that, Mike.
Thank you.
Those are
Nice,
the
thank you.
recent donations. Appreciate that, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
everybody.
Let me get where I've got this email pulled up and
Okay.
get ready for it. And then you tell me what else you got before I read that.
Oh, yeah. I got some feedback from the Facebook group. Got some questions. One from Sam. Well, a couple questions from Sam. First one is, if replicated food is just repurposed shit, do you think you eventually run out of nutrients after being absorbed by enough bodies, especially on a Starship mission that's so long?
I don't think so, because I think it's probably created at the molecular level. So
Yeah.
it's not, you're not going to run out of nutrients as long as you have, protons, neutrons, and electrons. You can create whatever you want.
Yeah, it's energy.
Mhm. Right?
It's energy into matter, but if it's also reconstituted stuff, right, you do eventually run out of enough of that stuff. So that's where the energy comes into play, where you have a constant need of energy as well to put into that. So think of two ways that stuff gets put in there. One is just energy to matter conversion, and the other one is matter to energy back to matter again.
Right.
So yeah.
And we know that, Miles O'Brien loved his replicator rations, or the field rations.
Yeah, he likes field rations.
So
Yep.
they have those too to help.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
And his other question was, which series do we think had the best phasers?
I liked Enterprises.
Yeah, I'm partial to Enterprise's phasers because, they look like an actual sidearm.
Yeah.
I know TOS had those too, but
Yeah.
I was never really fond of the TNG ones, and until they became, in the movies, they became the big rifle variants. Those were cool, but
I like the first season TNG phasers that look like a dustbuster.
yeah, little
Yeah.
tiny thing. Yeah.
No, the big one, because they had the little ones, and then they also had
yeah.
the big one.
Yeah.
But it was like the front of it was huge,
Yeah.
and the color of it looked like a 1980s dustbuster.
Yep.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna clean my quarters and take out some Klingons.
Well, maybe they just evaporated it and just turned it into.
That's it. Yeah. You turn the Klingons into dust, and then all right, let me just clean up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. Multi-purpose.
And there's your matter
equipment.
back into reconstituted for the replicators.
There you go.
So that's it. So when you're eating that food in 10 forward, you're eating dead Klingons.
Yeah, don't
There
tell
you
me
go.
don't tell me the Federation's not bloodthirsty. I mean, there you go. eat our enemies.
So I know it's not one of the TV shows, but I really like the phasers in the JJ movies. I like that they would kind of like flip out and like almost like they're reloading a shell and like
Well, when they went from one setting to another, they'd flip around. They had
Yeah.
that 180. That was so cool. I did
Yeah.
like those. I did like those a lot.
Yeah.
And the
those are good.
sounds and everything. They did a great job. I mean,
it felt like when they shot like there was weight behind it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also they went from like a beam to a
I feel like
bolt.
a bolt. Yeah.
Yeah, and that gives more of a realistic type
Yeah.
feel to it.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
So-
No, those were good. Man, that makes me want to 3D print one now. I've got such a list of things I want to print and never have time to print anything. Like I haven't even printed that second brick yet for Vegas. Anyway, that yellow color of resin has a very distinct odor to it, unlike the gray that I was using before, which did not. So now printing in here means that smell is in the entire house because obviously the HVAC unit's right over there.
Oh.
So the gray never seemed to bother anybody, but the yellow is a different odor, and so it really smells, and it just sucks it throughout the whole house. So I have to do this in the garage.
So you need to print a new
I
room
need
to do your printing.
Yep. I need to 3D print a filter for the 3D printer. Now I got to do it in the garage at some point. It's been just either hot or rainy or whatever, and so or I've just been busy and haven't made the time to do it. So, but I'll get a second one done.
So we do got one other question from Steve Lovelace, and he wants to know: will Q erase most of season 1? I'm guessing he means
Hopefully.
season 1 of Picard. And will he break the fourth wall doing so?
I don't think he's going to break the fourth wall. That's never been a Star Trek
No.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool Q does sound kind
That
of fun,
does
but
sound
no.
fun.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
I mean, they might do it in a short. They could do that in a short. See, that's where the beauty of the shorts was. The only time they really pulled it right. Well, maybe not pulled it right, but the one that I really enjoyed was the Tribbles one, and then they made the commercial afterwards and all that. And that was great. They need more shorts like that are just funny as shit.
I feel like we liked a lot of the shorts overall.
Yeah.
Like there was a few we
Yeah.
did, but overall we liked
I didn't
them.
like the singing Spock
So-
in the elevator, and I didn't like the training day one where Anson Mount had the weird black hood thing over his face. But other than that,
Oh yeah, that was weird.
that, they're pretty good. And that one with the Tribbles obviously is my favorite. With the guy who does the
The
voice. of
Saru one
Archer.
was good too in the first season of
Yeah,
that.
that was good. And of course, Calypso was good
Yeah.
with the Discovery
Yeah.
being 1,000 years in the future or whatever. So,
Okay.
but
So I don't know. What do you think? You think he's going to race season 1?
I don't know. I think he's gonna make Picard a real boy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be his fairy godmother comes in. Yeah. I think that's happening.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Tapestry 2.
Yeah.
That's what I really think it's going to be, and
Yeah.
not just for him, because you see Seven wake up with no implants on her face.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, what's going to happen for the other, and if that's happening for Picard and that's happening for her, that could be where Brent Spiner comes in. Where
And she's got a wedding ring when she wakes up with no.
Married
yeah,
to
I wonder
Raffi.
who that's going to
Married
be.
to Raffi.
Oh no, Chakotay.
Yeah, married to Chakotay. Oh yeah, we'll see. They need They need someone from Voyager to show up. Maybe you should just have Harry Kim show
Yeah.
up. She's married to him.
He's still an
Still
ensign.
an ensign, yeah.
Yeah.
They see again. They need to do that. They could make a short of just what's going on during Picard, and it's just Harry Kim, and he's still a freaking ensign. I mean, that would just be hysterical. I mean, seriously.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
he's still an ensign on Voyager.
And you would know,
This is a
and you-
completely different
yeah, and
crew.
you know-
No one else is on the ship still except him.
That's a lower decks thing, man. They would bring him back. Have him
perfect.
voice
Yes,
it.
put him on lower, and
Yeah.
Garrett Wang is up for that, right?
He's down
for
for
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway,
All right. Well, that's all the feedback I've
all
got.
right. Now I've got this email from Andrew.
Yeah.
So he says, Chad, today we're going to have our day, your day, for far too long. We've been denied the gift that is your singing on the show. You've had multiple attempts at it, but have sadly been shot down by Space Ranger Dan time and time again. That changes today. With the year that we've all been having, I think we can all agree that the sun is shining bright once again because it's been a long night and we're trying to find our way. Been through the darkness, but we'll finally have our day.
So poetic.
Yeah, and we will see our dreams come alive at last. We will touch the sky, and Dan's not gonna hold you down no more. And no, they're not gonna change my mind, 'cause I've got faith of the heart.
Oh, God.
I'm going where my heart will take me. I've got faith to believe I can do anything. I've got strength of the soul, and no one's gonna bend or break me. I can reach any star. You guys can join anytime. I've
That's
got
okay.
faith.
To
Hey.
quote American Idol judge Randy
I could,
Jackson, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
Thank you, Andrew. You love guys.
Can you fire up the 3D printer and print some handles? Maybe you can carry that tune if it had
I
handles.
know. The whole time I was thinking about this morning, I kept thinking, what if I started singing that as country, right? So,
Yes.
as country Chad instead.
Country Chad.
So
Country
that
Chad.
would be funny. So it's been a long.
Oh, don't
road
worry. It was funny.
getting from there to here. Anyway,
At the convention they usually do like a
gotta do
karaoke night. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So
if that wasn't good enough, Andrew, I'm sorry. It's early still. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I was trying to break into in the middle of it instead of starting it from the beginning. So that's tough. And of course, my wife upstairs is probably awake now, going, "What in the is he doing?" All right, that was our.
Well, let's get into our main
Let's go
topic.
for it.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
Okay, this week's topic is a fistful of datas, which is the 134th,
Yeah.
134th episode of TNG. It was a season 6,
Mhm.
episode 8 show. Original air date November 9th, 1992. And this is
Oh, so you got the Wikipedia
I
up
do,
too.
yeah. And that's all I need is that. That's all I need is that. The rest of it,
I'm just reading it just as you're saying it.
so this is a great. This is a fun episode. I mean,
Yeah.
when is it ever a good idea to hook data up to a computer?
So is there a synopsis there for the people at home?
It's a long
Yeah.
one, but I can just tease it out. Basically,
It's a long one. Sorry.
I'm going to break that out. That's twice now, Dan. No, the synopsis is they've got a delay of waiting for some resupply ship. I forget the name of the movie now. Anyway, or the ship anyway that's doing the resupply. So they've got like 2 days to wait.
The Vigo.
Yeah. The what?
I think it was the Vigo.
No,
Wasn't that the ship?
the Biku.
The Carpathian?
The Biku or the Biko.
Yes. You're like buzzing of flies to him.
That took me a second. I'm like, what the? Oh, yeah, that guy. The little short guy
Yeah.
with the squiggly hair.
Yeah, it's a deep
It
cut.
is a deep cut. I love it. Where's my...
Warning, warning.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
I got
Nerd
two.
alert.
No, so they got like 48
Yeah.
hours to pretty much. It's the Biku because I'm looking at the plot. Anyway, so they got 48 hours to do whatever they want to, and I love how this episode starts off with Picard getting annoyed by someone coming into his quarters every 5 seconds, which is great, and he's trying to play the flute, obviously. But no, so they've got time to.
I love that they started a TV episode with "We ain't got shit
Yeah,
to do."
yeah, pretty much.
Like, that's how the
That
show
is
starts.
pretty much how it starts. But it's fantastic because Worf comes in at one point being like, I'm trying to do this. And he's like, no. And he's like, I want to do this. No. It's like, go take some time off. And then you find out Worf is trying to find things to do so he doesn't have to spend time with his son because he is the world's best father.
Because he's just the world's worst father. Just
It
terrible.
is so bad. I mean, it's so bad.
Terrible.
And so that's when the real plot of this episode starts. It's that Alexander Rishenko wants to do a holodeck program in the American Old West. And at the same time, Geordi and Data are futzing around with Data's brain and the computer core, screw things up, and that's where things start to go south in the holodeck program with Worf and Alexander. So that's the basic synopsis of the episode. It's a fun episode, though. With all that said, it's a fun episode,
yeah.
and you can kind of see Worf being like, "Wait a minute, this is fun." You know, I get to kick people's butt. This is great. So but then he makes the one little reference. I love it. They're walking through town, and there's a lady like in a broth or whatever calling down to Worf, and he looks over at Alexander and he's like, "Who helped you make this?" And he's like, "Barkley."
Yeah.
Of course, Barkley did that
Barkley
in there.
did, right? So
Yeah.
that was great. Overall, it's an excellent episode. It's a good one to just pull out and watch whenever.
It's a fun. No, it's a fun episode. You know, I like
No,
like
go
the
ahead.
characterization at the. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like the beginning, like you said. It opens up with Picard. He just wants to. He's got 48 hours of time off. I just want to sit in my room, play with my flute, and be left alone. And everybody keeps coming in with just little things, just little nonsense things. But there were some good callbacks in here to like not lesser known, but one-off episodes. There were a couple callbacks. You know, the flute he's playing, it's the Resican flute from the Inner Light.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like that they do a callback to that.
Which begs the question: how come he's not better at it?
Because he was never good at it. That was the whole thing.
He just remembers being good at it.
I was going to say, because by the end of Inner Light, he's actually pretty good at it. Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the thing, or no?
But if you don't keep it up, you lose it.
Yeah, but it took. I think the point of that was that he was never really a musician.
Yeah.
It took him 80
Yeah.
years to learn to play one
That's
song.
good.
So, but there was a callback to that. There's also a callback to the episode where Data's writing poetry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought that was cool. They called back to
Spots
that.
food recipes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that was a thing. Yeah, he was. You know, feline supplement 742 or
Whatever it was.
127.
Yeah.
I watched it this morning.
Yeah. Okay, 127.
Warning. Nerd alert.
There you go.
Nerd alert.
Indeed.
I'm dishing those out today.
So I think it's only this episode and maybe the next episode that Geordi has a beard. Like he has the beginning one in this episode, and I think he has it in the next episode, and then that's it. But I remember reading a long time ago that the reasoning behind that is he was getting married and he wanted to have a beard for his wedding. So he convinced them. He convinced them to, you know, I don't want to go full Riker, but just give me a couple of weeks.
They should have just had a couple of episodes where all the guys have beards. Just all of them. They just grow.
Yeah, it's like it's November.
No
It's
Shave November
on,
on TNG. That would have been great.
I do like that according to the Wikipedia, Patrick Stewart directed this episode.
That's probably why he's not in it very much.
Yeah.
He's in the first 5 minutes, and that's pretty much
what was
it.
up with his gray? Maybe I just haven't watched enough of TNG lately to remember him wearing that gray uniform like that more often. But I don't recall seeing that too much. What was is that just his "I'm off duty, leave me alone" uniform?
That is okay. You know the jacket that he
Yeah.
wears sometimes.
Mhm.
Okay, that's the shirt that he wears under the
Right.
jacket.
And then all of a sudden, in one scene, he's
Yeah.
got that jacket on as if he's getting ready to like meet or greet someone of importance. Right? That's usually when he wears that jacket. So
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to me. I don't know.
I don't know. I just he's at home.
Yeah.
You don't wear your jacket at home.
Well, no, you
So
don't.
I think
but,
he was just comfortable.
Right. You don't. But yeah, I don't know. Just seemed different.
So I found a quote from the Memory Alpha where Patrick Stewart talks about directing this episode specifically.
Mhm.
And it says, there was a rumor running around the production offices for some months that a Western episode was coming up. And of course, every director was eager to get a hold of it because everyone feels they have at least one Western in them. Originally, another director was assigned to the episode, but there was a switch, much to Stewart's delight. Quote, there's nothing that I have done in my career anywhere that could match the amazing thrill of directing a Western. So, there you go. He dug it. Yeah.
I mean, this was literally one of those bottle episodes where
Yeah.
everything is, the shots of the ship are stock shots. Everything is filmed on the ship in freestanding sets, and those that aren't are on Western sets, which are freestanding in Southern California.
Yeah, they're just always
You know,
there. Go walk up to him. And
I
use 'em.
remember. Yep. I remember, taking the studio tour at Universal years ago in Hollywood, and seeing the Western sets that had been there since 1952 or whatever. And it was funny because they were saying, okay, it's basically an X, and the buildings have two sides. So the beginning of the movie is this town, so you shoot from this angle. And the middle of the movie is in this town, so you shoot from this angle. And then the end of the movie takes place in the next town, so we go on the other side and shoot at this angle, and bang, that's the whole movie. Tomorrow we're shooting a different movie. Let's change the signage. Let's do this. And so literally, there's 300 Westerns that have all been shot on the same town square
Oh, yeah.
over the years, and I think that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think that's great. 25 years later, when they did Enterprise and they did the Western episode of Enterprise, it was probably shot in the same exact place that this was.
Yep.
So I'm interested I'm wondering, I know standard SAG contracts say that if you play your own twin, you get paid twice for that episode. So I'm wondering how many times Brent Spiner, how much he got paid for.
Oh, yeah.
For this,
3-4 times.
because he played Data. He played the bad guy, the bad guy's father, the bad guy's henchman, the lady at the brothel. I don't know.
I'm sure they worked out something there because some of those scenes are pretty quick. But
Yeah. But if you have a line, there's certain levels of what you're supposed to get paid.
so what was nice though is that every time that Brent Spiner started putting on his Western accent, and when he started talking, I always reminded me of him on Night Court.
Yeah.
That was the character he was playing. Was that guy from Night Court?
So I love this episode. It's one of my favorites. So much so that I have this.
Sheriff Ward.
Oh, I got one of those.
Nice.
Yeah. And I've also got the Alexander that goes with it.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They could have done.
They got a couple of those. They have Troy and I think they have Troy and Data as the bad guy's father.
Oh, I haven't come across those yet.
Yeah.
I
They're out
did
there.
love
That's cool.
Troy's reactions when she's first there in the sheriff's the sheriff's office there. Her reactions to what was going on and the looks on her face, they were great. That was awesome. So fun.
Yeah, Marina Sirtis is not a smoker.
No,
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm watching her smoke that cigar. I'm like, that's not real.
Yeah.
So I couldn't help. When was this from? 1990 something.
I'll go back up here. 92.
92?
Yeah, 92.
92. I can't help it now when I watch these older episodes, I can't help but compare them to the current style of Star Trek that we have now. Just like when we watch a new episode of Star Trek now, I can't help but compare it to 1988, 1992, whatever. And I find myself now, I don't know if you guys do this, but I find myself saying, this story would not have resolved the same way if it was filmed today.
Oh yeah, no.
Or this, like little things like, at the end, Worf just, instead of killing the bad guys, he tells them, don't show your face in town.
Right.
And they walk away. And I don't know. I kind of feel like if this was Discovery, it would have been a bloodbath, or, there would have been two deputies. There would have been Alexander and, Ensign Barnaby, and come to find out that, Barnaby was raped by the holodeck character, or whatever, raped by holodata or whatever. I don't know.
It made me wonder if in Strange New Worlds are we going to get a holodeck episode? Because if they're supposed to be one-off episodes, I would love a random holodeck episode.
Well, they can't.
Oh, they can.
They can't really.
Will.
Yeah.
They can't if they're going to respect canon.
Well, they already didn't with Discovery. They already had a holodeck program in Discovery with Ash Tyler and what's his name, the first captain of Discovery, Lorca, doing training exercises against Klingons. It was all in a holodeck. If you recall that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So, I mean, they've already established that. And if you read the book, The Enterprise War, about where the Enterprise was during the Klingon War, instead of being where they are, instead of being in the war, holodeck's on there too.
Well, none of us has watched the animated series, but I've read that there was supposed to be a holodeck-like device in the animated series.
Yeah. I need to go watch that one of these days. I keep meaning to, and I
don't know if you need to, but okay.
Well, just for the hell of it. Just have it running while I'm doing dishes or something. I don't know. So.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I have you here, Chad, to remind me what happened in Discovery Season 1, because honestly, I only watched it once, and
the brain forgets trauma.
I'm watching it again.
I only watched it once. I don't really feel like watching it again.
It's funny. I've said that.
I'm sure at some point I might, but
I've said that for a couple of years now too. That like there's no need whatsoever to try to. And I tried at one point to watch it again, just like a year later or a year and a half later, and it just was still raw and still sucked. I remember saying on the show that with all the mystery gone, there's just really it felt worse. But I started watching the first season, the first two episodes anyway, like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I think I'm on getting ready to watch episode 3 sometime this week. Slowly just fitting it in whenever, if I've got nothing else hot burning to have on the TV while I'm doing whatever else I'm doing. I've been throwing it on. So I don't know. It's still everything I thought it was way back when. I haven't really changed my opinion on it, but at the same time, it's new Trek to watch all over again because, it is what it is.
I must be getting old. I'm an old fart because, I flipped through Tubi, which is just all old TV shows. Yeah. There's nothing on Tubi.
Glorious.
But there's nothing on Tubi that's newer than 5 or 10 years old.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I flipped through there and I'm like, oh wow. And I'm sitting there the other night and I'm thinking, how much money I could save canceling all these other subscription services and just watching reruns of NYPD Blue and Alien Nation for a little while.
It's amazing how much I go to Tubi. Like, it's so entertaining.
Never watched anything on it at all.
Once you start, you won't stop, dude. It's free.
I know, but I mean,
do you have? It's basically the reruns app. Is basically what it is. So,
but it has movies too, like real movies, like the Hunger Games is on there. I don't know, other ones.
You know what I equate it to? It's like what USA Network was 20 years ago.
Up All Night.
where
Yeah.
no. But what I mean, like Saturday afternoon, you put on USA Network, and it's 3 episodes of Knight Rider, and then 2 episodes of
Yeah.
Airwolf, and then a movie from 7 years ago.
Is it TUBI? Is that how you? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's also obscure shit on there, like the 2 made-for-TV Captain America movies from 1978 and 1979.
Eh,
I watched a couple of episodes of Master Chef Mexico.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
that was interesting.
is it all in Spanish?
but there's
I
old.
assume?
Yeah,
See,
see. Yeah, it's all in Spanish. Yeah.
That'd be a good way
Okay,
to learn.
well, I'm probably not
That'd be a good
gonna
way to learn
watch
Spanish, though.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's old cartoons on there too, so my son ends up watching it. Excuse me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And actually, so I watched A Fistful of Datas. I watched this morning before the show. I woke up before everybody. I went downstairs. I watched it. My son woke up and came down, and I was halfway through the episode. So I, took the headphones off, turned the volume back on, paused it, brought him up to speed on what had happened, and he watched the rest of the episode with me, and he enjoyed it. And it's weird though. It's like he won't ask to watch Star Trek, but if it's on and he watches it with me, he enjoys it.
You know why, right?
But that's it. He's not like, don't put another one on.
You know why, right? It's
Why is
quality
that?
time with his father.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
So if I'm watching TNG, my youngest will come and sit down and watch it with me. Nobody else in the family will. but if I tell them, hey, I'm going to go watch something, then none of them will want it. They'll have something else they have to do. But if they happen to catch me in the middle of it, maybe Bella will sit down and watch it with me. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Bella and I are a lot alike.
I'm thinking about trying to watch Star Trek 2009 with him.
Oh yeah.
That
Ooh.
one is very, it's very action oriented. I think he might enjoy that.
There's
That's
cuss
cool.
words in there, but I mean he's old enough for a
We'll
few
see.
of those. They're not.
Yeah, he's starting to hear those
Yeah.
now, and
Mhm.
He would probably love
I
the
have to
scene
turn to
he's
him
in the
when we
dorm
watch stuff. I have to turn to him and say, it's not
room.
an okay word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Dad. Okay.
That's funny. Those are good
funny.
times, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
Explorers the other night with Bella, and that's Ethan Hawke, a 1985 movie, River Phoenix. That was one of my favorites as a kid when I was little and watched that movie. So it's good to watch an old show like that and share those things with your kids. It's kind of nice, So it's good thing.
Yeah, enjoy the quality time. He's got me playing Minecraft
Nice.
with him, so
Nice.
it's not my favorite thing to do, but he gets really excited about Dad playing Minecraft
yeah.
with him. So
I've had those days.
we're which is essentially, it's just Legos. The video game is
Yeah.
all it is. He's just building with cubes,
crafting,
and he builds all
finding
different
mobs.
things.
And, I've had a decade
Yeah,
of playing
he
Minecraft
just-
with the kids. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
He just likes building stuff. He doesn't always like do the fighting.
We
and,
do.
and I don't know if there's like missions or whatever.
We do Hunger Games in there. So when we all 3 drop into like a small world where it's not infinite, and then we have a 5-minute timer, and at 5 minutes, whatever we've got, go take each other out. So there's usually 3 of us in there at once, and whoever wins and gets the last Coke in the house or the last cookie or whatever. So it's a lot of fun. So we haven't done that in a long time, actually. Olivia's 18 now. She's a CNA at the hospital. Going to be going to college full time here in September. So, she's all grown up all of a sudden. So,
Oh wow.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Can you actually get Klingon fire wine in Kansas City? I'm just
don't know.
curious.
I don't think so.
You'll have to find out.
I'll have to look now.
For those who didn't get that joke, there's a point in this episode where Worf tries to order Klingon fire wine at the saloon, and the bartender says, "We don't got that fancy stuff. What do you think this is, Kansas City?" So
That was pretty good.
What do you
so
think?
Chad, that's your mission
I'll look for it.
next time you're in Kansas City.
What do you think the Klingon fire wine is most approximated to? Like moonshine? Is it just straight up lighter fluid?
Fire wine. It's probably
It's going to have to be a dry red wine of some kind that's got a very distinct odor to it.
It's like
smoky. I don't know.
I think it's just blood wine with a lot of cinnamon in it.
Yuck. Yuck.
It's just Fireball.
Yeah, it's Fireball. There it is.
It's Fireball.
It's Fireball.
Yep.
Yep. Anything with Red Bull in it.
It's actual jet fuel.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Only their 3 stomachs can handle it, or whatever they have. So, okay.
Hey, so I haven't had a chance to ask Dan. Dan, what do you think of these He-Man trailers?
I'm excited. I hope it's not a letdown. I hope it's not super woke. There's some rumors about that it's going to be super woke. There's been some gender swapping and some race swapping, and you know, there's some people that are upset about that.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's He-Man. It's not Superman.
Right.
It's not like you wake up and open the newspaper and they're like, starting in September, He-Man's going to be Asian or whatever.
Right.
It's not. It's. Did I say He-Man or Superman?
You said He-Man, but it's
Superman's going to be. Yeah, Superman's going to be Asian or something. Where Superman is such an iconic character. Everybody
twice,
in the world. What?
I don't know, but
no. What I'm saying, I just picked a race out of the air.
Giving you shit.
Asian, Hispanic, African American, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is it's He-Man. It's not Superman. It's not. It's not the same stature. Batman. Whatever.
Yeah.
And to find out, starting next week, Bruce Wayne is going to be a Chinese lesbian or something. I don't know, but
which is my favorite Batman, the Chinese.
It is Chinese lesbian. I mean, who doesn't like Chinese lesbians?
Indeed. Anyway,
China. Sorry.
So my thought is,
who does love Chinese lesbians?
Who?
John Cena, because he loves everything.
Yes, he does.
Indeed, he does.
John Cena.
Yeah. No. So I love Kevin Smith, right? He's one of my favorite directors, but I don't love everything he does. And like in the past, when he's done comic books, he typically does something really cool, but also really bad, like in equal amounts. So like when he was doing some Batman stories, he's the one who came up with the idea that the bat symbol is made out of the gun that killed his parents. Like it's that metal. And I thought I didn't
even know that was a thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
how did Bruce Wayne get his hands on that?
There's like a story where he tracks it down, finds it in a pawn shop, and buys it. Yeah, because he through the serial numbers or whatever, and then he melts it down, and it's the plate that protects it.
Well, that's kind of
that's kind of a cool idea.
Baby boy grew up one day to take the gun that killed me and melted it down into a chest plate that he uses to kill criminals with, to protect himself while he's killing criminals. That's a sweetheart story.
But he's also the same writer who's put in a scene where Batman is so scared he pees his pants.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. So see what I mean? Like, So
he did that? Really?
Yeah, he did that. Yeah. So while I'm excited for He-Man, I'm just waiting for that other shoe to drop.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is what we call a #Dangent. Okay, we're done with Fistful of Dollars. We're stopping to talk about Trek anymore, and now we're on to He-Man, Batman, and Chinese lesbians. So, continue, gentlemen.
He-Man, Batman, and Chinese lesbians. I think we got a title
right there. One that will definitely get an uptick on Chartable in China.
China.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna shoot up some numbers in Norway with this.
Speaking of which, I didn't even bring up the numbers. I forgot all about that. Forget it. I already closed out of that window.
Yeah.
So that that He-Man drops the same day as the new Snake Eyes movie.
Yeah.
The G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie. So, which there's some, again, same thing. There's some controversy around that because they have race swapped that character. He was originally a blonde Caucasian, and now he's Asian. But I think the actor he's mixed race. I think he's actually only half Asian.
Oh, I don't know, but it was weird to me that they were showing his face, regardless.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's supposed to be a prequel type thing.
But,
so, but I mean, I saw some trailers for that, and it's ninjas and kung fu and guns. So, it looks. I don't want to say it looks good. It looks fun.
It looks fun. That's a good answer.
And I hope, in addition to being fun, it's also good.
Yeah.
And I hope it leads to better things for that franchise because there's a lot of potential there. I think I hope they learn the lessons from Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Where we can do these things, we can modernize these things, but also pay respect to the the old subject matter that it comes from. So I hope they don't stray too far. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, July 23rd is going to be like super 80s day for me.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
I went with some of my cousins to see Black Widow.
Yeah, how was that?
We all came out saying the same thing. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Wasn't amazing. Wasn't great. It was fine.
We're going to be watching that at home next weekend. My oldest daughter's out of town. She's on a little senior road trip with some friends. And so next weekend we're going to watch it. It's $30 to watch it at home, but it's also $30 to go to the theater.
Oh, is it?
So,
okay.
And at home you can pause it. You can get whatever food you want.
It, start it again if you miss something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, how long do you have it for if you buy it at home?
I think it's 24 hours, but I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't tried any of those premiere things yet like that to know. Well, I think we did on one of them that was only like 15, and it was 48 hours to watch it once you rented it, which we were watching it right then and there, so whatever. But then I think one of the girls went back and watched it again like the next day or something. I forget which one it was, but.
So Daniel, is it a prequel? Does it take place before the Avengers films? Okay.
It takes place right after Civil War.
Oh, right after Civil War. Okay.
Yeah, and they do a pretty good job of letting you know.
Well, I'll have to go watch Civil War again in between this week and next week, and then go watch that. Okay, cool. We started. I
don't know.
Doctor Strange last night.
I
started watching Doctor Strange last night with Bella. She hasn't seen that one yet. She's seen a lot of the Marvel movies, but not all of them. So we started Doctor Strange last night. Of course, it was about halfway through at midnight, so we stopped, and then we're going to watch the rest.
Nice.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
My son and I have been watching the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, cool.
Movies. Yeah. They're we did 1 and 2. I don't have 3 on DVD, and it's not available to stream without paying for it.
Did you ever watch the comic book movie with Miles Morales with him?
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Great. Yeah, that's right. I think I remember you saying that.
He really enjoyed it. Yeah, the initial scene was a bit much, where Kingpin murders Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In front of my 6-year-old son.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember I'm covering his face. I turned to my wife. I'm like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But from that point on, it was great, and he's seen it at home multiple times after that, and he really likes that. So, but I figured the next Spider-Man movie is supposed to, have all these characters from those old movies crossing over. So it might make sense to.
When does that drop? When is that supposed to be?
Like in December.
December of this year? Oh man,
yeah.
There's so much in the next 6 months. Then, I mean, there's just so much.
It's because we had a year and a half.
Oh,
of
I
nothing.
know, but I mean, it's overpacked. Really, is what it is. Which okay, fine, I'll take it. But yeah, it is really packed. We got Foundation coming on Apple TV, which is going to be just killer. Then we've got Dune. Then we've got Ghostbusters. Then we've got the next Spider-Man movie. Obviously Black Widow now. And then what is the other Marvel one here later in the year? I forget.
Well, there's a few. There's Shang-Chi
Right,
is
that's
this year, The Eternals is this year, and Spider-Man
What was the one you said in the middle? Sorry.
are all this year. The Eternals.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that one.
Yeah. That's the one that people keep saying it might be Oscar bait. Because that director just won Best Director.
The Eternals would be
this
Oscar
last
bait.
time.
That's going to be all okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I don't think so, but okay,
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the theory.
I don't know. There's still some elites in Hollywood that turn their nose up at comic book
They do.
films.
That's true.
And they keep saying, it's a flash in the pan, and nobody's going
For
to
20
care
years or
in a
15
few years
or whatever.
And it's like, okay, well we're at like 13 straight
Yeah.
years of these things, and there's still
Oh,
the
more
hottest
than
things
that,
coming
yeah.
out of Hollywood. Well, when I say 13, I'm talking specifically the MCU,
MCU,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
but I know there was I know there was stuff before
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but there's still some elites that turn their nose up at
Yeah.
comic book films, but it's like they're modern day westerns, they're modern day
Mm-hmm.
They are.
The one good thing about them is that they can morph into other genres. Like you
Yeah.
can do a spy thriller, a heist movie.
Yeah.
That's what lets them. That'll give them staying
Oh, yeah.
power.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Just
Yeah.
look at the differences
What
between.
about Loki? Have you guys been?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, look at the differences between WandaVision, Winter Soldier and the Falcon, and now Loki. Look at the difference between those three, right? Loki and WandaVision have a little bit of similarities in the way they're telling the
Little
story, but yet they're totally different at the same time, right? Whereas Falcon and Winter Soldier was a I don't know what that was. That was a spy thriller buddy comedy.
It was an
I don't
action
know.
film.
It was the director's cut of Captain America
Yeah.
4 without
Mhm.
Captain
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
That's
basically,
all it was, and it was good. It wasn't amazing.
No, it wasn't bad.
But I
It was just
enjoyed it.
There.
I liked it. I would say of the 3 series so far, Loki's my least favorite.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah. But I think the last couple episodes have been
Yeah, it was
they
slow
haven't
to
been much
start.
on plate. Yeah.
It
on
was slow to
plot.
start. There's only one more episode, right?
Yeah.
I
This
think
Wednesday, that's
I'm 2
it.
behind.
They got a lot to
Yeah,
tie
I
up.
think I'm 2 behind, and then there's this week, so I'll have to watch all 3 this week sometime.
I think because originally Captain America: Winter Soldier was supposed to come out first, and then it was
Mhm.
going to be WandaVision, and they got flipped. And
I think they're lucky that happened that way.
What?
Oh, I
I
had
don't.
I
What's
had
that?
thought Loki was going to be the first one.
Well, whatever. I know.
Yeah.
WandaVision wasn't supposed to be the first
Right.
one.
No, Wanda was not. Yeah.
And WandaVision, in my opinion, has been the best one so far. And it was so different and so amazing and so emotionally gut-wrenching
Yeah.
at times that I think the others just really had a lot to live up to.
Well, I think they're lucky that it was the first one instead of Falcon and the Winter Soldier being the first one, because if that had been the first one, people would have been kind of. I think they would have been more turned off to turning into these things and watching them, right? Whereas they, WandaVision just hit it with a freaking bang and became kind of stuff like this.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, there's so
I
many little
think
fun
that-
things from that.
Yeah. I think that Falcon and Winter Soldier was it's just more of the same,
It
right?
is.
It's just an action film. So it wasn't bad, it wasn't great, but it was,
It was more of the same.
it's just more
Yep.
of the same. Which is Black Widow, honestly.
More of the same.
It's more of the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the end credit scene is pretty great.
All right, stop there. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah.
I won't. I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know. Watch the end credit scene.
No, I'll watch it next weekend and we'll see.
Yeah.
So
So what's the next show that's supposed to come out? Do we know?
I think Hawkeye.
Oh, he's getting a show too?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
And that's already shot. That's already done.
Everybody's getting a show. It's
Everybody's
like,
getting a show.
who's getting it? Willie Lumpkin's getting a show.
Yeah.
Happy. I want a show about Happy. Just
Yeah,
give me a show about Happy and his love life.
Aunt May the
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Aunt May the series.
Dude, if there was a show just Happy, just going to get
Oh
burgers.
man.
Like every episode is a different burger
Yeah.
joint.
Every episode
Yeah.
he's going to get burgers. for a different character in the
Well,
MCU.
exactly, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
could do it
yeah.
during the whole entire timeline. Like the first time he does it, he's going to get those burgers for Tony as he's coming back the first time, from the first movie, right? And those are the burgers that he's getting. I mean, they could just splice those images in there with him going.
I can just picture the internet meltdown. Like, Wanda would not get an avocado bacon burger.
Exactly. This is just
Yeah.
meme territory all over.
She would be a vegetarian at the very least. Yeah,
That's great.
that's funny. Yeah.
See, once again, the three of us are able to write something better than what these people in Hollywood write, right? I mean, seriously.
I don't know if that's
Oh,
better.
it's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's
I don't know
good.
about that,
It's
man.
good. Don't tell me. It's good. Anyway, all right.
Happy's burger.
Is there anything else we need to cover? Because we've gone like 20 minutes on everything other than Trek, which is fine. I love it. But
Yeah, no kidding. But people
Yeah,
love
yeah.
this. So I think what people should do is for the write in and let us know what Chad should eat while he watches Black Widow
Okay.
next week, and they can give you
I
snack
will take a
ideas.
picture of it, whatever it is. I will get it. And
Yeah,
if you get those
Put it in the
things in
group, let
fast
us
enough
know.
on Facebook or wherever, Instagram or whatever, or email, if you get it into us fast enough, I will have it when I'm watching, and I'll take a picture and post it on Facebook and Twitter.
There you go.
And
All right.
if you guys want to hear Chad sing the Agatha song instead of playing the clip, head over to the Ko-fi account and make a donation. I'll pull the lyrics up for next
boy.
week, and we'll get this guy
I'm
singing
sorry,
again.
Andrew. I totally flummoxed that because I had to come into that song in the middle of it. So I'll keep trying. We'll do it in Vegas. So who knows?
Oh,
Maybe we'll be able to
no.
record there in Vegas. Okay, so a couple things about Vegas that people need to know. So number one, I am going to drive. Okay, that's it. Final. No more conversation about it. I am going to drive because here's what I'm going to do while I'm driving because it's 2 days of driving there, 2 days of driving back. It's a lot of drive time. And I got a buddy I'm going to meet in Colorado on one way. I don't know if it's before or after the convention, and another one on the other loop. So the loops for me are basically Kansas City down through Texas, then through the desert essentially, and out to Vegas, or from Vegas back up through Utah, through Colorado, and back to Kansas City. Those are the two loops. I don't know which way I'm going first. Depends on the guy's timing, because one's in Boulder and the other one is in Gilbert, just outside of Phoenix. So with that said, that's a lot of drive time, and I haven't decided if I want to do this on Facebook or if we want to try to do something with that Discord channel, Daniel, or what. But we can get on and do like a live thing, like while I'm driving, just come on in and talk and then hang up and come and go because it's 22 hours of drive time.
It's a long time, man.
So do something like that to where we can talk and hang out or whatever, all throughout the day. Whenever you've got time, drop in on me, kind of thing. I haven't really finalized that yet, whether it's going to be on Facebook or if it's going to be on Messenger or if it's going to be on some other platform where we can have people come and go. So
Stream it all on Twitch.
I could. We could also just do it on. See, that was the other thought too. If we just do it on Discord, then people can come and go as they want. And we've already got a channel set up over there, either mine or yours.
That's true.
Either one.
Yeah.
I think I snagged Trekcast at one point, and then before you and I had even talked about it, you snagged Trekcast TNG. So either one.
I got them.
Yeah. So, but that's a very easy drop in and drop out thing. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's a thought process of something that we can do is fun. And then, of course, while we're there, the reason I'm driving specifically is because I'm taking all of this whole setup here with me so that we can do a live show, which all we have to do, different than what we're doing today with our recording, is hit one extra button, and it would be broadcasting live to YouTube. So
Cool.
that's the plan for Vegas. And obviously, we're going to have a meetup that week. We haven't discussed exactly what day yet. I know the days that I'm driving. It's the 11th and 12th. I think that's a Wednesday and Thursday. I'm there all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and driving back on the Monday and Tuesday afterwards. So that's 3 days of that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the convention, the main 3 days. We've got to figure out which one of those nights works best for the three of us. We're all there at the same times, right? So we need to figure out which one of those nights we want to just say is the Trekcast meetup. Do we want to do it on that Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, whatever, or morning, afternoon?
We should figure out what bar Darren works at. Maybe we can just do it there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
You should also look at the convention schedule
Yeah.
because they do have after hours events.
Mhm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if we're looking to get some people to join us, don't do it on the same night as
Something
as, the hottest event.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not going to compete with the dinner with William Shatner, or
No.
with the Shat.
Cookies and oatmeal with Grandpa.
Almond milk.
Yeah. I got almond milk in my coffee right now.
I
It's
have
delicious.
almond milk. Yeah, we don't have regular milk. We only have almond milk or soy milk for the creamer for the coffee because
Any avocado toast?
we have lots of avocado for avocado. Yeah, I like avocado, so
Avocado toast is
it
good.
is. It's good for you too.
Put a little bit of everything bagel seasoning on that. It's great.
Yeah, it is. It's real good. Or you do it just
Look at
I
Dan.
know
We're
we're
losing
losing
Dan.
He's like, this is disgusting. Seriously though, just a sunny side up egg on a piece of toast. Put a little butter and avocado underneath it. Put a slice of cheese on that. Put a sunny side up egg on the top, and you are done.
This is why people need to give you food recommendations.
Yeah, I'm on a diet, and I hate it right now.
Oh,
So, yeah, I've been slowing down, and I stepped on the scale, and I'm about 10 pounds heavier than I was a year ago.
No.
So, I started my diet. I started exercising. I haven't had anything good to eat in like a week.
Well, since I work in this office all the time,
Yeah.
this is like a standing desk. I do this when I'm on calls with people so that I just have something to do.
There you go.
Okay. How come you don't do that during the show? I'm sure everyone would love to see you.
Put your sweatband. And just
I'll just keep going.
Trekcast.
It's a 15-pounder. I'll just keep going.
But you have to wear whatever that was that Riker would wear when he was working out.
Oh yeah.
That all white. It's like a chef outfit.
Yeah, it was almost Doop-de-doop-de-doo.
Dan, I picture when you're working out, it's a lot like a Rocky montage. Like you're chasing
that's what
chickens.
that's what I hear in my head. The Rocky music.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that I can't. After you sent me that YouTube video, I can't hear the Rocky theme without also hearing the Mandalorian theme.
I know.
Come in right on top of it. I can't. They've kind of melded together in my head.
Do I have that one Mando thing on here? That was great.
It's a great mix, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. I'll play some of it at the end of the
do
show.
that, yeah, because I don't think I have it on here anymore.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up because I want to
Yeah.
before it gets too hot in here.
And I want to go have some coffee with real milk in it.
All right,
There
you
you
guys
go.
go enjoy yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Trekcast. Be sure to send us an email at trekcasttng@gmail.com or get over to the Instagrams, trekcasttng as well. Same thing with the Twitter. Or you can email me at chatiswrong@gmail.com. Make sure to go over to the coffee account. That's ko-fi/Trekcast. Or just type that in and Google search it. You'll find it. So all of those things are going to go towards Vegas, which we will see everybody there in a month. It is exactly a month away, 30 days from or something like that. July 11th to August 11th when I get in the car and drive. So, yeah, it's coming quick. Look forward to meeting everybody there. It's going to be great. And that is it. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it. Another episode in the can. Check us out at Trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews. Subscribe to us. We'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.